Hi there and welcome to my second Java tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to talk about variables. A variable is something that contains a value or data, if we talk generally, and it's used to store those values, and later on you can use them. For instance, we can store some numbers and later on we can use them for calculations. And variables are particularly useful because whenever you want to create a program, you'll probably use some kind of variables to hold your data and later on use it. So to create a variable, we have to specify the type of the variable and then write the name of the variable. So for example, one of the types we can use is integer. Integer is a numeric type of variable and it holds from -64,000 up to 64,000, about. It's not exact 64. So it's a range from minus to plus 64,000. So only that type of number will be contained in your integer. If you require a higher number, you'll probably have to use a long, like so. This one contains a 2 million, I think 2 million, from minus 2 million to plus 2 million. So depending on what type of calculations or what type of number you have to store, you will use different variables in order to have a different range of numbers. You can also have a byte variable which holds from 0 to 255 values. So it's like a color representation in RGB. So for that reason you can use byte, for example, to save some space, some memory on your variables. Also we have a character char variable which stores one character at a time. So you can store a character, for example plus or minus or A, B, even 1, 2, but only one character at a time. So this is used for characters. And string variable, which is used for whole strings. So for example, string variable can hold a whole sentences but also one character. So it's not limited to just one character or 10 words. You can store as many as you want. Okay, so let me just create an integer, let's say number, and I will show you how to assign the number to this integer. So you write the name of this variable, then equals, and we specify the number, like 20. And then we hit the semicolon, and that's the value this variable will contain now. We can also do this when we declare the variable. So for example, number equals 20 straight ahead. So we don't have to write this then. But it's depending on what you have to do with your variable. You will not always declare the variable and assign the value straight ahead. You may assign the value later on, so it's optional, but it is valid and you can use it. Okay, so for example, if I use a number equals as 20, I have a 20 in my variable now. If I want to print this out, system.out.print, and I can print out the number, like so. So if I hit the back button, you will see 20, as this value now contains this number. Also, if you have a string, if you can create a string, for example, and let's say something like this, you can also assign straight ahead some kind of value, some kind of string to it, or you can do it later on, like word equals, and inside the quotation marks you specify the string. It can be a one letter, it can be a whole sentence. For example, I like red color, for example, I like red. And if I want to word, sorry, this is misspelled, word. So if I want to display this, system.out.print, and I specify the string word, like so, and it will be printed out. System, oh yeah, system should be capital letter, it has to be capital, and I will print out the string as well. You can add to strings, you can add to numbers. For example, you can also do something like this. You have number equals 20, but for instance you want to increase the number by some kind of amount. So you say number equals number plus and whatever number you want to add to already existing. So for example 10, I want to add 10, and this time instead of 20 I will print out 30, so it's added. And there's shorter way to do this. You can say plus equals and then number, for example 20, and it will also work. So two ways of doing this. That's how the variables work. Strings, on the other hand, are quite different, because we can also press a dot with the string. I will show you this, and we will have set of functions or methods the string can use, because string is not normal variable, it's a class, and it can use, as you can see, a load of methods. In a string, one of the useful methods with the string is length. So we can check how long is the string. It will return the integer. It will return the integer of how many characters we have in the string. So if I say something like this, I have to assign this to my integer. So that number, I have integer already. So I have number equals word.length. And for some reason it doesn't work. Yeah. Oh yeah, I have to initialize it because I didn't do anything with this. So let me just say something here. Okay, it doesn't matter what I write here, and print out a string as well as system out the number. We just add the statement and number. Okay, while doing this, it will not add them together, but it will simply print this, and then it will print this one. So I will just show you this. So it's 20, so it's this one. Then I have my original string name. Whatever is inside the string is printed out as a dark, and the number, how many characters I have in the string, so it's 4. And that's how you can use the string basically with those methods. For example, you can also use substrings and other methods you can find with the strings. Word that character at, it will return the character value or index of the character, which is at the position, a specific position. Also we can use those. Most of them you will not use, as they will be basically useless for you, depending on what program you create. If you create some kind of specific program and you have to use some kind of methods that string use, you'll probably use them. Concat is one of the useful ones, and it will merge the two strings together. It will add two strings basically. What else do we have here? We can get bytes, we can get integers, index of, and the character, we specify the character, and then it will return the index of that character in our string. So for example, if the character is at the second position in our string, it will return 1 because the indexes start from 0. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. So 3 indexes at the most in this word, for example. So there's loads of them actually we can use, and just have a look, play around with them, add some kind of functions, methods, and you will get the hang of it. That pretty much concludes the tutorial about the variables, as it's pretty simple and short. So visit my webpage and YouTube channel for more tutorials, still more tutorials to come about Java, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye.